Alright, so this video is kind of a weird one to do. I'm actually going to be discussing mirror matches in this video. Excuse me, in this video. Since, as it turns out, Garundian and I, or Amumu, and me playing Fiddles, wound up in a mirror match against an Amumu and a Fiddles. So you'll get to see some of that nice play there. And so let's see. The game is Irelia, solo top, Kennen mid, myself and Amumu bottom, and Udyr jungling, with, I believe they didn't have a jungler, so it was Vayne mid, I think, Fiddles, Amumu bottom, Mord, and whoever their fifth is at top, I think. Generally speaking, mirror matches are kind of a tough thing to play. Usually you don't get them very often, especially not... Oh, maybe it was Ashe mid, actually. I think it might have been Vayne top. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, as far as mirror matches go, mirror matches are tough because you really have to know your character and the weaknesses of your own character and how to exploit those weaknesses with the same exact character. It's a little confusing and complicated to think about, but basically... when you consider our lane comps, Amumu Fiddles is a high disables lane. We're going to hold people down, which is essentially what their Amumu and their Fiddles are going to try to do. So with that in mind, they really have to... both sides have to be kind of confident in their play. So, let's see. Actually, I'm going to redo my volume because it's a little bit screwed up. It's a little bit too loud. No, it's actually not too bad. I think I just have my sound turned up too high. So here, we're stacking up at blue. And, of course, you always want to make sure that your jungler, in addition to needing a leash, he might want a little bit of damage tossed onto the blue buff. So that's always important, because putting a little bit of damage also speeds up his jungling, of course at the risk of you losing a little bit of mana, but most times that amount of mana is really trivial, and so it's not a big deal. So there you see our guys kind of stack up really nicely. I'm sort of just hanging out in lane.
Minions have spawned.
Actually, I have kind of a crappy mouse right now. I might have to... It's a little bit slower on the take than I'd like. Anyway, so to discuss it, I'm playing Fiddles this game. Hopefully I do a commentary on a previous Fiddles game so I can get into the discussion about Fiddles. Because this will probably go up a lot later than some of the other videos that I plan to be doing. So here we see our Amumu going... cloth armor, 2 health pots. Not a terrible option. The only problem, of course, being that our lane ended up being all match damage, but it was pretty smart to take the armor in the event that we ended up with one of the 2 range carries in our lane. So here you see me just kind of trying to suppress a little bit. Actually, I need to stop something really quickly. Oops. Let's try that. That should speed up the game a little, frame rate a little bit. Okay, sorry about that. Had a few programs open. So, as you can see, I'm just trying to kind of suppress them out a little bit. I'm not really burning too much mana. We started identical items and also identical summoner spells as far as the Fiddles and I. So it really just comes down to our rune specs. I run standard caster masteries, you know, 9021. And similar, and then as far as rune spec, I go with pretty much standard caster runes, with the exception of 1 health quint. The early 26 health is kind of interesting. It really helps there. So here you see we got a little aggressive on that play, a little bit too much on our side, but otherwise not too bad. The thing to keep in mind, we're pushing our lane out a little bit harder than I would necessarily like, but Here you see them kind of but here you see, you know, we're staying reasonably even as far as lane position goes, and in general, they're not really doing crazy damage to. There it is. There you see the drain play. I get feared and then drained, but I walk away. So far, in watching this play and in watching how this guy's playing, he's heavily favoring his drain play, which is smart. You want to be using drain a good bit to kind of keep your health up. Personally, I like using the silence a little bit more because I want to keep my, especially it's very good against caster lanes. Honestly, there's a little bit of an aggressive play there, but it's not too bad because I get the silence off in time. Our timings are just a tad not synced up right now. It happens. Here you see me walk into the bush. I know where he is. Of course, good silence play on his part. There you see me catch both, though, with the silence play. There you see me drain play the big minion. There's the silence. There goes the fear and the ignite. Unfortunately, the Amumu gets dropped low, but he's still good. He stays in lane. There you see the fear play by me.